Hello everyone, welcome to the final part of our guest's choice playthrough through Stray Gods. Today Joe will come to a conclusion with the game. We did a third part earlier today, most of you were probably not awake by then. Uh, These will be on my YouTube, so do not worry about that, you can watch them there, and I recommend because Joe's reactions are the most genuine thing. She never played this game before.
Didn't know anything about it. Nothing.
Apart from the things I mentioned, but I tried to avoid any spoilers, so...
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's continue.
Okay.
So, who are we confronting now? I do
Pan.
recommend confronting people before going to the auditorium.
Oh yeah. No, Pan. We'll go with Pan first.
Okay. He is where you would expect him to be.
In Olympus, at the tree.
Yes.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
I just want to talk.
No, I just wanted to talk.
Oh. Now you've got my ears quivering, Grace. Whatever could we have to discuss?
I know you're innocent.
I know you weren't behind Calliope's murder.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you?
Wait, you're not making it any easier. Really?
Yep.
Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Mate, for future reference, don't try to comfort people. You're not good at it.
Yeah, no. He's innocent. I have no...
Do we tell him everything and see what advice he has to offer?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die. Just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
Not to Athena.
I doubt Athena would agree. Or many of the other idols, for that matter.
Yes, well, if history says anything about the idols, it's that we're a bunch of reactionaries who make poor decisions. Change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He's just annoying.
Well, Grace is just like, well.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's just annoying in being right.
Yeah, okay, we'll go talk to Persephone.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
Can she be more annoying?
We didn't finish things in Hades.
We could talk about what happened in Hades. We were kind of interrupted by Freddy, and then everything.
I lied to you, Grace, to get what I wanted. What more is there to say?
Maybe nothing. Maybe everything.
Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades. To have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
Self-pity.
Self-pity from the great Persephone. That's a new look.
How dare you? It's not self-pity, it's...
Introspection, remorse. This isn't your usual playbook.
Fine. I'm trying to change, Grace. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Kind of.
It's a start.
Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being a mortal,
Fuck.
Grace?
It's been a week.
It's been a week, Persephone. If I live past the trial, I'll let you know.
Yes, the trial.
It's a whole thing, I hear.
Whatever happens, Calliope will approve of us defying Athena.
Okay.
You didn't get her to tell you one thing. The
What?
thing to focus on with the prophecy.
Oh, shit.
The prophecy doesn't say that the idols will die if the last muse lives. They just will not continue. That's a very, very, very tricky choice of words.
It very much is.
As all prophecies are, and Athena fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Auditorium. We don't have anywhere else to go. Back where it all started.
So this is it. All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddy were here. Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. I'll embrace the fire as it burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one. In the end, am I alone? Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, no breeze. I am drifting cold water, no star to be seen. In your heart we remain, Do not sail in vain. In my heart, you remain. I do not sail in vain.
That was a nice reprise.
No, it was really good. I was hoping to get back to that.
Okay, here we go.
There's no owl.
Hello?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
Oh, Hermes is not looking great.
This is Olympus. Isn't this Olympus?
Was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no.
Note that this is one of the very few moments we don't see Hermes
Welcome
smiling.
to old Olympus, dear.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we? Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
Such as murder?
Extreme measures, such as murder.
Persephone's like, yeah.
Save them, Athena? Seems counterproductive, doesn't it?
It is not unknown for a physician to cut off a limb in order to save the patient.
Oh, that's what you are? The heroic doctor, out to heal the poor, sick idols?
I am trying to save us! I will do anything and everything in my power and beyond to save us from extinction.
You'll do anything?
You had Calliope killed.
Tell them. Let them know what that anything includes. Tell them about the prophecy Apollo gave you, and how you've interpreted it. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
We know the truth.
We spoke to Calliope in Hades. She told us how you sent the Furies after her.
You couldn't have.
Yes, I could. There's more to an idol than just the eidolon. Maybe you even knew that once, but you've forgotten it, just like all the idols have. You don't know everything, Athena.
No,
No, I do not accept this. You are lying. You're the one who's been lying. Or would you like to explain to the idols how you murdered Calliope based on a vague prophecy? Tell them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry hooray once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do.
Stop
I
being
love-
such a martyr.
I love
God.
how most people here are angry and Harris is just disappointed.
Hermes is so disappointed. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And everybody else is angry. Well, Astarion is shocked, but that's Astarion.
Astarion's like, oh god.
Yeah, Astarion is shocked, everybody else is angry, and Harris is just fucking disappointed.
All I ever did, all the sacrifice, all I ever hid, trying to be nice, everything for you. But in any case, I always knew you'd throw it in my face. You're so controlling. Sorry, little bird, time to ring your deck.
This I know, once the muse is dead, questions creep, they'll burrow in my head. What did I do? What didn't I do? All this time, you've shown us what to sing. Wisdom, that's what you bring. Is that still true?
This coming from you.
Ouch.
You're lost, little boy. You've lost all perspective. You're ready to throw this away.
You're too stubborn, Athena.
To throw us aside. I'm not hearing wisdom here. I'm hearing pride. None of you see.
Oh shit.
Shit got real?
Down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. Think you see it all? You just see a scrap. You wanna make the call. You need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. For the cue. Time to follow through.
Oh god.
And one correction, Hecate is shocked in the I won't know this before it happens way. So our usual. Astarion
Yeah.
is fucking terrified.
She's like, I wasn't supposed to know about this for at least another 5 minutes.
No, I wasn't supposed to know about this until it happened. And now it happened, so I need to react with shock because I didn't know it before it happened.
I don't want anyone dying for me.
Hey, y'all, now listen, I'll be crystal clear. I'm saying this to everybody here.
That's a nice
No
surprise.
substitutions, no, you're
I
all
like
too
it.
clear. We're keeping everybody leaves this place alive.
Someone grew a backbone.
It's time to do something new. I'm ready to see.
Now you will be able to choose a few people to join in.
Aphrodite.
I was so low, I nearly withdrew. Now I'm here because she inspired me.
Medusa.
I wasn't a monster to you. And now I'm not a monster to Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place?
You had a lot of time to change.
Give it time, you'll find even an island drift. You don't notice 'cause it only moves in teeny tiny shifts. There was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
Now it's a bit of a critical choice of what you do next.
Your time as the leader is over.
I mean, yeah, that's, yeah.
I don't want to punch her. That would come out of nowhere.
All these years you ruled this place. I think it's time you made some space. Enough of you. It's overdue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Step away. Let it go. Fresher hands should steer this boat and sail it to something new.
She's very old-timey. She doesn't even wear shoes.
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And?
You certain about that chair, brother? You've always said you didn't want it.
I think it's about time, don't you?
I like it.
Responsibility suits you, Apollo. Maybe one day you'll even button up your shirt.
Well, there's long enough to find out. We've decided to disband the chorus. No more laws, no more hiding from mortals. It's time the idols found a new way.
You're planning to tell everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
We'll give it some time to let those who are afraid go into hiding, but it needs to happen. We have to rejoin the world.
What about Athena?
What about Athena? She can't be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
That's a switch.
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
It must be tearing her apart now that she's failed.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
I have some ideas.
I have a few thoughts as to how you could go about revealing yourselves.
I was hoping you might.
If there's time, we could prepare a campaign.
A campaign? You make it sound like preparing for battle.
It is, kinda. The idols would be stars before you know it. If you're famous enough, there's only so much that can be done to you.
Now that is a marvelous idea indeed.
Could you all give Grace and I a moment, please? Well, you did it. You survived.
I fulfilled the prophecy.
And fulfilled the prophecy while I was at it.
What do you mean?
I'm the last muse. It was my trial. Now what's happening to the idols because of it?
We're no longer continuing?
Not like before. The chorus is ending. This is what Athena was trying to prevent.
Obviously, you're as free to go as any of the idols, but I do hope you'll remain with us. We need you.
Yes, you do.
Of course I will.
Of course I'll stay. You'll all start arguing again the minute I leave, otherwise.
Oh, we'll probably do that even if you stay.
Apollo, if you can do it, so can the rest of the idols.
Oh, good luck.
Oh.
Hold on to that optimism.
Yeah.
What do you say, Grace? Ready to face the music one more time?
Always.
Don't worry, there's also an epilogue.
I'm still sad Freddy's dead.
That happens, unfortunately.
Is that something you can't stop?
You cannot stop her dying, but you can bring her back in Hades.
Okay.
Of course you're both here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
How does it feel to be the idol spokesperson appearing on every newscast, reputable and otherwise?
I'm exhausted.
The Oracle has been keenly following your progress. She records every appearance, every interview. She may be your biggest fan.
The way she talks, you'd think she never doubted who you were.
Well, at least she's been of great help to your online campaign.
Everyone here has also been busy. Would you like to hear the latest?
Ask about Aphrodite and Eros.
Is there any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains?
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
I thought for sure they'd go into hiding. Aphrodite fears mortals more than any other idol, doesn't she?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with adoration.
As I recall, sister, you also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
Hecate and Asterion.
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
Asterion is all Hecate is willing to discuss. Do I need to know every detail of his sexual prowess? I do not.
Hecate say it is written that she and the Minotaur would eventually break up?
Well, eventually, for Hecate could be centuries from now.
In the meantime, she gushes about her new boyfriend like a schoolgirl.
You should hear Asterion then. His gushing puts hers to shame. I'm happy for them both.
Apollo.
What about you, Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Not right away. I've been helping the idols remaining at Olympus learn how to live as part of the mortal world.
Every day he parades about the city with idols in tow like frightened ducklings, showing them how the world works.
But Apollo barely knows how the world works.
Well, that's what makes it funny. It's the blind leading the blind.
And after that?
I don't know. I was thinking of traveling for a time. Despite my age, there are so many places I haven't been.
What you mean is that all the attention on the idols is driving you to distraction.
It is a bit disconcerting. The photographers following me around, the letters addressed to the sun god. I don't know what to do with it all. Even so, I'm not running away. I'll be back. I simply think it's time to see the world again with my own eyes.
I mean, if that attention is bothering you, you could try it, I don't know, closing the shot?
Yeah. Medusa.
And Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
Medusa is with me at the moment. You did promise her my help.
Oh, how's that going?
It was difficult at first. She confessed something about Artemis, which I had long suspected but could never prove. I was upset. I then realized it was more Athena's fault than Medusa's. So I recruited Athena to help work on removing the curse.
And now?
We're making more headway than I expected. If Athena had ever really tried, I suspect this could have been done long ago.
I think we all suspected that much.
Yeah.
At any rate, she's excited by the possibility. She insisted on paying me back by cleaning my house. Thrilled.
I'm sure. Persephone.
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Changes? Well, I suppose you could say that. I've been spending a great deal of my time in Hades of late.
Really? What for?
Now that the mortal world knows about us again, I suspect it won't be empty for long.
I don't think you're the only one who suspects that, sister.
Yes, I can't say I'm the mortal world's most favorite idol at present. It's a whole thing.
You don't seem upset about that.
The world changes, Grace, for the better and for the worse. We knew this was coming. Where it will end up, that remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. Death.
Yeah, you can't avoid death and taxes.
And Athena.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
The revelation of the idols to the mortal world went far better than she could have dreamed. I think it shook her.
Well, she was wrong about a great many things.
As the goddess of wisdom, that's not an easy realization. So she left. Back to the old world.
Back to the old world? It's a long way to travel by herself.
Well, I asked her to go. There's so many of us who went missing during the war. The idols going public might bring them out of hiding. Athena wanted to leave, and this gave her a purpose.
We'll see if anything comes of it.
Hopefully she doesn't kill anyone while she's at it.
Hermes.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or
Uh-huh.
so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Aw.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
Pan.
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Shouldn't we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low. At least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
On the contrary, you absolutely did.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Kind of feels like this is it, huh? Like we won't see each other for a long time.
No. Not like this. You're right.
Everything has changed.
Stormy skies clear, soft breeze blow.
The ocean lies calm, stars are out.
We'll chart our paths, I've no doubt.
Where will we end up with different routes? A fresh coat of paint, sails unfurled, ready to go.
Touching the shore as we drift away.
Lost in the sunrise, parting mists of gray.
Sailing to new water, the rush hour of day.
Everything has changed. Everything.
So congrats on finding another song I haven't heard yet.
Are you serious?
So basically this is a song that only happens if you end up without any romances.
Oh my god.
So in this case, if you were romancing Freddie and she didn't survive.
I knew Erica Ishii was Hermes. I knew
Obviously.
Ashley Johnson was Calliope. I knew
Obviously.
it. I recognized all their voices, and I was like, Laura Bailey
They
always
had
runs for me, but like that's
amazing.
just
They had the best fucking vocal cast for this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I
So
think if you liked it.
I'm gonna go buy it on my Switch now. And just do it again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow. Well, thanks
So
for
I'm
letting me
guessing
do
you like
this.
it.
I do. Yeah. Oh, this is amazing. Honestly.
I told you this game is good. This game is good.
Yeah. I kind of gathered after you told me you played it like 6 or 7 times through, and I was like,
Yeah,
it's probably really good.
yeah. I played it so many times mostly because, well, okay, first one I played was the one where I made choices for myself without going a single path. Then I did playthroughs through every single color. And yeah, I think before now I played it like 5 times because I also needed to make notes for the playthroughs that I will be doing live streamed because I needed to make notes on who to romance on which colored path because there are some choices on those paths that will kind of make it harder for you to romance somebody. As you may have noticed, because if you decide to stay with Persephone in the song between her and Apollo, you cannot romance Apollo afterwards. So
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, so I had to make those notes. So that was the 5th playthrough. This was the 6th, and I have 3 more.
Woohoo!
Because I will be starting the red playthrough tomorrow, and then I will go with the other 2 also, because I have people being guests for those 2, mostly so that I don't talk to myself during it, because I don't like talking to myself. And also they can make the choices that are not color coded.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, it's that the game is amazing. The red playthrough, I believe we will be romancing Apollo. Yeah, he's a cute romance. He's very much a sad boy. Always was, always will be. Persephone is funny to romance because you can only actually move forward with that romance after visiting Hades. Because she's kind of very much guarded before then, as you can expect. She has some unresolved issues.
She's got some trauma.
Yeah. And Pan as well. Pan.
Yeah.
But yes, I love this. You did find some versions of songs I didn't hear. I also didn't hear that version of the trial song because basically, as I once saw the music director for this stating, that song has, if we're being extremely pedantic, about 24 millions of combinations. Because every single choice you made throughout the entire game, in songs, in talking to people, in romances, etc., it all comes is counted into the trial, which is why you got those specific reprisals, why you had those choices for people to sing with you. Because funnily enough, in some playthroughs you can get Hermes to be one of the people who can stand with you, and this is the only single time in the game when Hermes sings.
Aww. Sweet
But
baby.
yeah, all of the songs have like insane amounts of versions and ways it can go through, because you can if you go with a song, for example, blue red, it will generate a very different result than going red blue.
Damn.
I do not want to know the processing power it took for them to make as many variations as they did. Let me tell you, the first song you have choices in, so the one with Pan at the very beginning, that has like no, not that one. The one with Persephone at her club, the first one, that has like 7 different endings, I think, or yeah, or maybe it was the Pan song that had 7 different endings.
No, because Pan's the first song that happens after.
Yeah, I think that one had 7 different endings, and then Persephone had like way more.
That is insane. I don't. It hurts my brain to think about all of the threads.
Yeah, because basically, not only do your choices in a song matter, it also matters all the choices you made before that song also matter. So one thing that a lot of games tend to have issues with is that your choices don't really change that much.
Mhm.
Here, those choices change fucking everything.
Everything.
Yeah, they did a great job of choices really mattering in the game. Is your choices affect every single fucking thing going on.
And it's sorry, it's a different game every time. Like, yeah, there's obviously the main line,
this is the
but
6th time I've been through this game and I found songs I haven't heard before.
right.
Like, realize that.
It's
You found
wild.
versions of songs that I haven't heard before. And I
Yeah,
played
when
it
you
6
said that,
times.
I was like, what?
Yeah. So now you can kind of grasp how many different versions of things there are if I am able to still be fucking surprised.
Yeah. I
Also, a question I asked to everyone after going through the game. Did you realize which historical figure that we have in our world was Hephaestus?
I saw
You saw the glass, the
I
stained
saw
glass.
the stained glass, but I need to look at it again if I was gonna think about it, because I don't. He had like a cut out of his face, it looked like. He looked familiar, but I just couldn't place it. But I need to, if I see it again, maybe I will.
I will find it and I will show it to you because let me find a full one. Can I fucking find a full one? Thank you very fucking much. It is annoying because I don't have a screenshot of a full one. Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll have to show it to you in 2 parts because that's how I am able to find it. So let's go. That's the bottom half of it. Here.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, and then the top part is also important. So the top part is here.
Are those nuclear bombs?
Well, how did the Second World War get stopped?
Oh my god.
The song did kind of say that he did stop that war. He built them a weapon that stopped that war.
Wait, are we saying that Oppenheimer
is Hephaestus? Yes.
Oh my god.
Funnily enough, I think in at least one of the playthroughs, I got the version where I was told that they were able to get in contact with the agency that had Hephaestus, and they did start working towards a deal for them to be able to get him back at some point.
Oh my god. That's insane.
I know.
Because I had a feeling, like, when they're talking about the war TM, that it wasn't like, at first I was like, oh, it's like a long past thing. No, it's like World War One and World War Two. I'm like, oh
Yeah, as the song mentioned, Ares missed out on World War One, so the first world-spanning war, and he was damned if he would miss on the second.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided to go to the Nazis of all places.
Yeah. And oh god.
Because Ares was stupid. Well, he was just very war-loving. He was the god of war, after all.
Yeah.
I mean, I suffer fucking heartbreak every time with Aphrodite, and not for Aphrodite of all people. No, I suffer for Eros, who has to go through all this shit every now and again, and for fucking Hephaestus, who sacrificed himself for his wife, who never fucking even wanted to look at him before. She got smarter now.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, seeing that she decided to create a cult, I don't think she got that smarter.
Right. I think she'll get there eventually. It's just it's gonna take a minute. Maybe a few more years.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Hephaestus was always one of my favorites because he was the least stupid and problematic of all of them. He basically never caused any fucking drama. Which is a lot to say about a Greek god. They did love their drama.
Yeah, it's betrayal, the angst.
Yeah, and if you talked about Venus, with Venus at the party, you would learn that Aphrodite kind of basically met her in a soup kitchen where Venus works. Worked. And first time Aphrodite came there with somebody else and talked to them, and then she started coming for Venus, and that's how they got started. And yes, Venus is an absolute sweetheart, helping everyone she freaking can, which is why Aphrodite chose her, because she wanted those nice and pure people in hopes it will make her better. I mean, that's another level of me kind of disliking Aphrodite, because she's basically ruining lives of people who are trying to do good things just because she can't stand her own.
And like, yeah, she's.
I do get that she is deeply traumatized, because that's a valid point. Yes, I can understand that. But why go and ruin lives of people who are trying to do good things? Because she's basically overtaking their lives.
Yeah. Not even thinking about what they could be leaving behind. Well, probably considering it for a second. But
there is at some point an option to, when you talk to Apollo after talking to Venus, that you can kind of hint that maybe she should start trying to pick out more resilient people.
Yeah.
Because if you choose the bleeding hearts, as she was up till now, I don't think those people are that good at withstanding that much trauma.
Yeah, no. If you want a vessel that's going to actually carry you through, you gotta find somebody resilient.
And maybe don't take away lives of people who are trying to do good, because the world kind of needs them.
Just a little bit, just a smidge.
And also the fact that she never considered the effect it had on Eros. That was like, bitch.
You didn't even think about your own freaking son.
Yeah. Who has been with you for fucking ages and has been going through this ever since World War II, every 20 years?
Yeah, every 20 years.
Yeah. And he didn't have the option to pass the idol on and forget, because he needed to be there for her. Which is messed up on another level. Which is exactly why, even after this game, I still don't like Aphrodite. Never did. I don't think I ever will.
I don't blame you.
She is very, very selfish. Most of the time. Here, I kind of can get why, because, yes, okay, she did go through enough trauma for most people to try to do what she was doing.
Right.
But Still, the choices she made around this, questionable at best.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah, because she could have gone about it a different route, really. Like, for example, let Eros for once be the one to forget. Because damn, does he fucking need it.
Yeah, he does. Poor baby.
Yeah. He didn't have the comfort of trying to forget even the war for even 5 seconds because she had to be the one to always forget. Because,
That's gonna take a lot of time to heal over.
well, now she has a cult of people who will never tell her that she did anything wrong. So that's gonna take time. But at least it helps her get over her trauma, so at least that.
Nice that.
Yeah, she won't ruin anybody's life anytime soon. There's
Hopefully.
that. Yeah. I like that we managed to help Medusa and get to. I also didn't get the version where Apollo hired Athena to actually help with that. I had the version where Apollo did that on his own, with working through it with Medusa. Athena at that point was also gone for to the old world to look for the others that went into hiding. But yeah, that's good that Hero put her in because she cast that fucking curse. She should fucking fix it.
Yeah. No,
And,
she's the
and
one
apparently
responsible.
she could have way back. But Medusa was
Years.
useful.
Ugh,
But Medusa was useful.
she was so stupid. But
Yes.
also so smart, but not for very long.
I mean, Athena is the goddess of tactical wisdom. She is a good tactician. I can give her that. From the tactics point of view, she's golden. Wisdom wise, she ain't.
Mm-mm.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, honey, that's not what wisdom looks like.
That ain't it, sis. That ain't it.
I mean, if she was truly going with actual wisdom instead of tactics, she would have realized that the way she interpreted the prophecy is probably wrong.
Like, she just took one way and ran with it.
Yeah. And she should know better than that because those are Greek prophecies. They are never clear. You never know what they actually lead to until they happen. And as our character was able to say, trying to stop them is what causes them to be fulfilled.
I couldn't help but think about Encanto and like Bruno and his prophecies during that whole part of like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And I was like, oh, because he said the same thing where he's like, you can interpret it in several different ways.
Yes.
And like seeing it laid out in front of like and like shifting perspective gives you different answers. And it's like you can't whoever thinks they can look at a prophecy period in any world.
Never ever were clear and with only one possible interpretation. Prophecies everywhere always were open for interpretation.
Yeah,
well, usually trying to stop them from happening is what caused them to happen.
Yeah,
and basically, as could be seen here, if Athena didn't try to stop the prophecy from being fulfilled, there would be no tragedy. Her choices to try and stop prophecy lead to great deal of fucking tragedies and suffering.
2 people are dead.
Because that's what happens when you try to stop a Greek prophecy.
It gets worse.
It doesn't end well.
And it gets worse.
Yes, because the prophecy will be fulfilled anyway. Because that's what Apollo is absolutely right with. If you know your prophecy in Greek mythology anyway, that prophecy will be fulfilled. You are locked into it and there's no going out. And if you try to stop it, it will just still be fulfilled, but there will be a lot of tragedies and suffering along the way.
So unnecessary.
Yeah. So basically, lesson for Greek mythology: either don't go for prophecies and don't take them and don't listen to them, so you're not locked into them, or I don't know, don't fight them if you asked for them.
Just don't ask.
Yeah, just don't ask. That's why Apollo stopped looking into prophecies a while back. Well, circa around Second World War, when his previous prophecy led to a bit of a problem.
What? No.
I also kind of love that they didn't go with what most media about immortal beings go with, so just skipping over Second World War and not paying it attention. They didn't go there. They went with, well, we fucked up.
Like, he's like, I started it. It was me.
Yeah, well, he caused it. Ares kind of
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
I mean, Apollo saw a prophecy. He got terrified. He went to Ares, hoping he will help. Ares decided to be Ares. Ares decided to be especially stupid about it.
That is like, I'm trying to think. I'm like, okay, why would Apollo get that as a prophecy? What was he looking at? What was he?
I mean, it was after the First World War. He might have been worrying about something like that happening again, or something, or he just received the prophecy and, well, he probably sometimes gets prophecies without looking into them. And if he shares them or not is kind of up to him.
True.
And he wanted to try to stop this one, because he's also not very smart. Because none of those gods are very smart. They do usually tend to think that they are always right and they know everything. They do not. And mythology proved that countless times.
They're not perfect.
No, they're not. And that's why I love Greek mythology and other polytheistic mythologies, because when there is more than one god, they are never perfect.
Ever.
They are never portrayed as perfect. They are never said to be deemed perfect. No, they have faults. They are humane. They are basically humans with powers.
Yeah, which is basically what they are in this game.
Yeah, and they are amazing, but they still do have a lot of issues.
See, like, the thing is, like, I don't think, in my brain, I'm like, if one person came out and said that they were this eidolon thing and they were a god, technically, they'd just get thrown in the loony bin and it's no big deal. There wouldn't be a big uproar about it. But the fact that the sheer number of like 4, 5, 6, 7, however many came out and said something, like, and it's like, oh, that's more believable.
And then also you get our character going to the social media to help with a campaign to make them public. And then there's Hermes, who is adored by people even when they are not trying to.
I love them so much, genuinely so much. I just wanted to be like, sweet angel baby.
I absolutely love that not only did they make a canonically non-binary character, and that's the god of transition, and that fucking makes sense, they also casted a non-binary person to play them.
Yeah. I love Erica.
Yeah. Oh, also, the person who voiced Venus actually uses a wheelchair.
The people who made this game are literally my favorite.
Yes, absolutely.
I hope they make so much money. I hope they make so much money.
I think they recently hinted at making another project.
I will voice act for it. Let's go. I'll do it.
I will fucking play it.
I'll play it forever.
And probably get it stuck in my head also. Me and both Aspen, who also spoke about this earlier on Twitch, are curious if they will go further with the Greek pantheon or if they will throw in another one. Because there is one portion where you can talk to Freddy when she will tell you that, well, if the Greek pantheon is real, who's to say the others aren't? And they just hide from each other. Well, they all hide from mortals, so they cannot find each other.
I want to see Norse mythology. And I also...
Hindu mythology could be fun.
Yeah.
And definitely musical worthy. Just a very different type of music, probably.
And then, why am I forgetting? Like it's not mythology, but it's. I mean, there's mythology around but the Egyptian gods.
Yeah.
Egyptology, or not Egyptology, the study of Egypt, but
yeah, they have fun
remember
gods.
What is the Egyptian religion called?
I do not know. I just call it Egyptian mythology because I'm going with the old Egyptian pantheon. That's just Egyptian mythology at this point.
Yeah, because I took that in my as a class in college, and I'm trying to think, and I'm like, I don't know. There's no.
But yeah, I don't know what they will do next, but I am fucking here for it.
Yeah, the second that if you hear something before I hear something about this, and there's like a whole thing, just all I need is just a link in my inbox. Don't have to say anything surrounding it. Just send it to me, and I'll be like.
I mean, you could just go follow Summerfall Studios on everything because they are on a lot of things.
This is true, but still, yeah.
But yeah, I love their voice cast. I love the choices they made in this game. Even if I was mostly the version of mythology I knew before this game was one where Persephone wasn't so much of kidnapped as she she went back to Hades willingly after visiting and kind of getting married, but she wasn't forced to do it. However, there are different versions because that's Greek mythology, and we have a shit ton of versions of things.
There's a lot of versions.
The Persephone varies from she was willing, from she kind of orchestrated it to she was willing to she got kidnapped.
Yeah, there were a few.
And as much as I usually liked Hades as a deity, because from his siblings he was the least problematic most of the time.
Yep.
I kind of like the version they went with here.
Very similar to the Disney version if he had a Persephone.
Yeah, I mean the Hades in the Disney version wasn't that kind of evil.
I think he could have had the potential to be that kind of evil.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But he wasn't.
Yeah.
I also love what they did with Asterion and Hecate because they are
so sweet. The second we got there, I was like, he sees no one else in this. Like, there's literally no other way that it's not her. Like, that has to be the person he has affection for.
Yeah, the only ones under the query.
And we're like,
Kate.
Who?
Kate.
You call her Kate. Her.
Yep.
Okay.
I absolutely adore how cute and awkward he is because he's just amazing.
Just him standing there like this.
Yeah. There is a version if you talk with him a bit more than you did because there were questions you didn't ask about him eating people. He tends to not do that except for Theseus. He ate him.
He ate
Odysseus? But as Asterion will tell you, the guy was a dumbbell. He had it coming.
That's true. But I don't know.
There is also a version of when you're saving. The one I had where Athena wasn't helping, but Medusa was still, I think, saved. Was when Medusa was still living in the reliquary for a while, and guess what? Hecate got another cat, and Medusa killed that cat. Hecate has the worst luck with having cats.
Oh,
you'd think she'd give up on that by now. I think I don't know if Medusa petrified it or if she didn't accidentally kill it or eat it, maybe.
The snakes were hungry.
Yeah. I mean, she can't help it. She can't help what she is. It's Athena's fault.
And it's true in mythology that it's Athena's fault, but there's I've heard different versions of Medusa's story as well, where it's like she does end up becoming this evil person just because she's full of so much hatred.
I mean, there are a few versions. There is one version where Medusa wasn't cursed; she was always a gorgon, just the kind of the weakest of them all. But then there are the versions where Poseidon did what he did, and Athena decided to punish the mortal for it.
Yep.
Because before the curse, Medusa was one of her priests. And Athena decided to take vengeance on the mortal because I'm guessing she couldn't do that on Poseidon.
Yeah.
Well, Poseidon was above her, so yeah, that could have been tricky. But why take it out on the mortal? Who is also your priest? And didn't fucking ask for it?
It's...
Funnily enough, she got cursed after asking Athena for help. Yeah,
like,
Athena.
hey, will you help me? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, here's a curse.
Just...
I mean, it made it so something like that wouldn't happen to her again. She's not defenseless anymore. Yay.
Yeah, I mean,
then there comes a guy who tries to take her head, but hey.
yeah, that's a fun time. That's a fun story.
Yeah.
But I get it. There was a commercial that came out a few years ago, and it was I think it was like for Ray-Bans, or no, it was for transition lenses or something like that. And Medusa was just like, I stopped going out at night because I would like see people across the bar and petrify them immediately if we made eye contact. And so now she wears transition lenses, so during the day she can see everyone, but then at night in the bar, she like they're different transitions or something like that. Whatever. She wears sunglasses inside at night, and if she doesn't like someone, she just goes. It was the funniest commercial. It was the funniest commercial.
It is a useful power.
It is, especially when guys are being creepy.
Yeah. Some people deserve to be petrified. But yeah, I as I mentioned a few times already, I absolutely freaking love this game, and yeah, I do have like half of the officially published soundtracks because there are officially published soundtracks for all the single colored paths, and then there's the Pantheon soundtrack, and I have no idea how that goes because I never really compared which colored versions go into that. But yeah, there are officially published soundtracks for each of the single colored lines, and then the Pantheon. And yeah, like most of those are on my playlist right now.
I love that though, honestly.
Yeah. Also, I also once saw that in one of the comments on YouTube, and I absolutely agree. I like how when they went with the kick-ass route in the song with Aphrodite, it wasn't being rude to her or something like that, or downplaying what she went through. It was acknowledging it and showing her that she has a support system.
It was aggressive.
It was tough love, but it was still done with taste and not putting her through wars or saying that she shouldn't do that because her pain isn't enough. No, it was acknowledging that her pain is big, but that she also has a support system, and maybe let Eros not go through this again.
Yeah.
I also a big part of why I love that song is that part where Eros is singing, because he had it in him for a fucking while. Good for him to finally get it out.
I'm so happy for him. He was just the hug. I couldn't stop thinking about the hug that he gives us at the party.
Yeah,
he's just like, "Oh, you're here!" Whoosh! And she's just like,
"Okay, so that's happening."
And then you slowly start to realize the gravity. I mean, you knew the gravity before, but like not the depth of the gravity because it's your son.
I mean, yeah. So basically, the game has like 5 trigger warnings, and like 3 of them are only in that one part. I mean, that's kind of understandable with what Aphrodite went through. But yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, the sheer fact that after she was cheating on her faces with Ares for fucking ages, he decided to make her the person who his new friends kidnapped and tortured. It's like is another fucking level of messed up. Like, mate, you could have picked literally any other fucking deity from your pantheon. You could have picked any other idol. Why her? maybe because he was fine with everybody else from the idols dying and just wanted to see her not die, just get touched. It's like, mate, that's not fucking better. That's actually fucking worse.
Yeah, no, he was a big piece of shit.
Yeah. I also kind of like that they went with not having the big leagues from the Greek mythology in, because the highest ups we get is Apollo, Athena, and Persephone, and maybe Aphrodite. But they were still the lower god. We don't have Hera, we don't have Zeus, we don't have Poseidon, we don't have, well, Ares, Hades. We don't get a lot of big leagues.
Yeah, which
is I think good, because they were the most problematic ones.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have been able to be really reasoned with over the years.
Yeah, no, they would probably deteriorate way too much. They were not very good at being reasoned with in the mythology. I don't think that would have improved by now.
No.
But on the other hand, if Zeus was still around, Ares wouldn't pull off what he pulled off. Most likely.
True. Because he knew he wouldn't be able to get away with it.
Not from Zeus, no. Because, yeah, the rest of the idols that were remaining were about the same power level as him, so wouldn't be able to stop him, as we know. But if Zeus was still around, he was way higher in power than him.
Well, and that was his favorite son. Was his favorite child.
True, but I don't think that would have held up very well after he tried to kill everybody else.
No. It's more of a, like, he's not gonna screw up while his dad's there. Like, he's the what's the word I'm looking for?
He would probably think twice. Also, if I'm guessing that if Zeus was still around, I think Apollo would have went with that prophecy to him, not to Ares. I mean, bigger chances of Zeus being able to stop anything, right?
Yeah. Or he would have talked to them
Zeus, with all his faults, would probably be a bit smarter than Ares. As much as Zeus is able of being smarter than anyone else. But he wasn't stupid. He was just a horn dog.
That man.
Throughout the entire mythology. Like, half the heroes are his children, I think?
Half. Aphrodite is technically not his child.
I didn't mean idols. I meant the mythology heroes, the people who were not gods.
No, I'm
like
thinking
half
about...
of them is.
Yeah, because
half of them myths are also because he fucked somebody, and Hera wasn't having it. And couldn't take it out on the husband, so she decided to take it out on the mortals. I can sense a theme between Hera and Athena.
I don't care what Disney did about in the movie Hercules. Hera was not that sweet in any world.
No, fuck no. Neither was Zeus, for that matter.
God, no.
I mean, portraying them as a loving fucking family is like, mate, have you ever read mythology?
It's like
any of it.
A massive, like, satire.
They were the furthest fucking away from being a happy family.
The furthest. My gosh. I love that. I just, and like, it's fun to see. I love Greek mythology, and it's fun to see, like, all the interpretations of it, and this especially, where it's like, it's funny, but it's not like, I don't know, like, you know how every new vampire thing is always like, oh, well, they were wrong about the sparkles, and I can go out during the daylight. Like, it's not like one of those major things that's changing about them.
No, they took the actual mythology, they read it, and they just modernized it. They just put the idols through what was happening from where they lived to now. And they did make minor changes to some of the myths, but, well, there is so many versions, who's to say which one is right?
That's another thing I like.
Which is actually a good thing. Also, I love how this game has that sweet tendency of, if there is an obvious joke to be made, the game will make it. Like, how many jokes were there about Apollo not buttoning up his shirt?
So many.
Yep.
There were so many Apollo options, and I was like, just drilling into
also
him.
throwing in the joke about Hermes being the god of transition and that being on fucking cue.
That was so
Because,
good.
like, yeah, that makes perfect fucking sense.
My favorite thing was when Freddie was talking about Zeus, and she was like something about Zeus, and she's like, yeah, no, not every single one of them was weird enough to come down and like
Assault
assault
somebody as
someone
a swan.
as a swan. And I was like, I know that story.
Yeah. But then, yeah, Apollo in mythology did have a bit of a reputation for sleeping with everything that fucking moved. And didn't run away fast enough.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think he ever assaulted anyone. He was more of a consent kind of person. But then, who would have said no?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, I mean, like, just the portrayal of him here is like, okay.
Yeah, try to say no to that.
Nope. Can't do it.
Especially since he's so nice and sad and cute and all that. Also, if you romance him and you go with the romance options, he gets flustered very fucking fast with things. He's so awkwardly cute. Not the Asterion way of awkwardly cute, the Apollo way, which is I'm a sad boy and how dare you flatter me because I don't know how to handle that.
He's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's so cute. And a sad boy, but that's him. Also, when you romance the gods, you usually get one song when you start to initiate the romance. I think with Apollo, the first part of that song happens when you are at Aphrodite's party. You can drag him out to fucking dance. And then you get a second part when it's the epilogue and you are with that person. I think only with I think with Persephone you still get the first song earlier, but I'm not sure if you don't get the first romance song with her after Hades, because she is not over things. She did need that Hades trip to get some closure. Yeah. And we all know how great she is about holding grudges and things. Also, I love how she is the only one that knows exactly where to stick needles into Apollo.
Every single time. And it hits every single time.
I mean, he also knows where to put needles in her. But
Also
he
true.
knows when to stop.
Yeah.
Because he will realize when he's went a bit too far and he will stop. She will not. I mean, he did need to get called out on a few things. Well, so did she. So did all of them, really.
Yeah.
I love how the game is basically going around and fixing issues they all created for themselves. And making them not hate each other anymore.
I mean, it's true.
There are also options of version when you go to Hades that you, for example, if you decide that they shouldn't be fighting over the throne and you choose that neither of them gets it, you can either sit on it and realize it doesn't do shit, or you can destroy it. Persephone doesn't very much like you for this. Although there is a version where you award her the throne and then convince her to destroy it herself.
Ooh, I like that.
That is a power move because she doesn't need it anymore.
That would be very cathartic for her.
But that's also why I haven't had before the version of the ending where she is going back to Hades to rule over the undead, over the dead, because, well, there will be more of them soon. I also didn't get that version because the times I went with Persephone having the throne, I managed to convince her to destroy it because she doesn't need it anymore. Hades is not around. She doesn't need to be on that throne anymore. And let's be honest, she only wanted that throne to stick it to Hades, who's long dead by now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Although that means he is technically in Hades. Calliope is. That means all of their previous incarnations are there. If Calliope is, all of the previous incarnations of idols are also there.
That would be so funny to go down there and like have each of them see.
I mean, I would say it probably should become a norm now for new idols to go to Hades and talk to the previous one, if they didn't manage to get enough information before the transference of the idol.
Yeah, especially if it was an accident like that.
Yeah.
Not an accident, but like, you know.
I mean, Apollo was an accident. The current Apollo, because the previous Apollo almost drowned. And I'm like, okay, so you are technically immortal, but then you can fucking drown.
Yeah,
Mate,
I don't
what
know.
the fuck?
The rules.
I mean, I do realize that immortal doesn't mean unkillable, but if you can drown, then that it's not that fucking hard to kill you then.
Yeah.
Although I'm guessing Poseidon wouldn't be able to drown because, well, Poseidon.
Yeah.
There is a fucking high chance that he's still somewhere out in the ocean.
Oh, I think he is. I think he just like
he just decided, yeah, fuck this, I'm staying in the ocean.
He's like, yeah, no,
I'm out.
guys, I'm out.
Zeus is God knows where. I think, yeah, he also disappeared and nobody knows what happened. So he might be somewhere. Hades, we know, is dead. We have no clue about what happened with Hera, because, yeah.
No one said anything.
Nobody mentioned her at all. We know Artemis is dead, which, yeah, I can see how that might have been bad news for Apollo, saying that was his sister. So that must have been fun with like, by the way, bro, I kind of ate your sister. And we do know that Apollo can get scary if he gets angry.
Oh, yeah.
Because then the sun god part comes out, and that one's a scary one. Oh, he is the god of the sun.
Yeah.
Along with the prophecies. He can get scary. And yeah, admitting to him that you ate his sister probably wasn't the easiest thing for Medusa to do.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, I am kind of sad that the Hecate and Asterion romance is doomed to fail at some point. But on the other hand, with Hecate, eventually can be a long time from now. I don't think she doesn't. We know she doesn't perceive time in a normal way because she at the same time knows about everything that's gonna to happen and doesn't know because it's written that she won't know until it happens.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking absolutely great mechanic. And I love that she follows those rules so she doesn't know things before they happen.
Yeah.
Because
She's
it's
great.
written she won't know.
She's like,
so she knew Asterion loved her. She just didn't know until she was also, though it was also written that she won't know until he says it. So she didn't. She didn't. So her perception of time is probably a fucked up one.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Imagine at the same time knowing about everything that's gonna have to happen and not knowing. Because you shouldn't know until it happens. So you don't know it, but you also know it.
Just...
I think she might be doing a big work of compartmentalizing in her mind. So I shouldn't know that yet. So let's put it in that box and open it at a later date.
Yep.
I can absolutely imagine her brain being, her mind being organized the same way her library is.
Yeah.
It's probably basically the same thing, just with all the things that she's not supposed to know yet.
I agree.
And yeah, I also do see why Apollo isn't truthful with you from the very beginning, because yeah, if he told you that at the fucking beginning, you could have probably panicked and not do shit. And also, the way we went about getting that information, we got enough proof for the trial to actually do things and let the other idols get to know you enough to stand by you there, and that kind of helps. And I can see why he didn't want to tell you that earlier, because being locked into that one is a fun thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to tell someone I started World War II. No.
No, I meant about the part where his prophecy was about killing the last muse. And
that part too.
Yeah. I absolutely adore him for it, and I do kind of understand why at the beginning he's like, no, I could help you, but you don't want it. Because, yeah, if that would be your way of helping, then I don't fucking want it.
No.
I mean, maybe you can help with things other than prophecies, you know. Prophecies are not all you can do.
You have other abilities.
Yeah. And we just had to show them to him. And I so fucking love that by the end he actually grows a backbone. Enough to be the first one of the idols to speak up at the trial. Because he is the first one to speak up. I mean, okay, if you go with Persephone, that would be Persephone. If Freddie was still alive, then you will be doing the song together, basically. Because she will be the muse.
Right.
But yeah, and I'm guessing if you romance Pan, maybe Pan is the first one to speak up. I'm not sure. I know that usually it's either Apollo or Persephone.
Okay.
Because, well, they did help you all throughout the fucking game. At least one of them, whichever you chose at the beginning.
Yeah.
I kind of love that at the very beginning you have to choose which one of those two will be helping you, because they cannot be in the same room at the same time.
So unfortunate.
The other bit of news you didn't get is why Persephone hates Apollo that much. He was the first person she encountered when she escaped Hades. Before killing Hades. Because she escaped once, and Apollo was the first person she encountered. But he knew that if he helped her, that meant war between the idols. Because Zeus and Hades and Shed, so he didn't help her. And she got dragged back to Hades. Which is not something he's proud of, because, yeah, that was a shit decision to do. But on the other hand, war between idols would be terrible.
Lesser of two evils, unfortunately.
Yeah. Which is why she hates him with fucking fiery passion. Which I can understand. But I can also understand why he did what he did. He didn't exactly have a choice. Well, he did, but it was either she goes back or a lot of idols die.
Yeah.
Because, Zeus would probably... I mean, Apollo would be probably the first to die, either by Hades or Zeus. And then it would be war between the gods, because some of them would be on the side of Hades, some of them wouldn't. And that would be back when Demeter was still around. So there would be fractions.
Yeah, they never said what happened to her either.
Yeah, we don't get that information, but, well, we don't get information about a lot of the older ones, so...
Yeah, it's true.
We just get some of them. The biggest names we get mentioned. And unless it's Hera, we don't get her mentioned, but I kind of can see why. We already have Athena, we don't need a second vengeful bitch.
We don't need an older version of Athena.
Yeah. Who is
supposed
to be the goddess of family and things like that, and then she's really terrible at it. Because she was supposed to be the goddess of family, of marriage, of the house fire and shit like that.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be the goddess of all that. And then Zeus was Zeus. And, well, Hera didn't take it in the best way possible. I mean, on the other hand, Aphrodite was supposed to be the goddess of love. and couldn't recognize the love when it was fucking standing next to her. Because, hello, Hephaestus, who never saw a world beside her. Because that's one thing that's kind of consistent between versions of mythology. He always loved her unconditionally, with no exceptions. She was his fucking whole world. And she didn't give a fuck. Which was very unfair to Hephaestus.
True.
So yes, the goddess of the of families and the goddess of love are shit at their job.
Yep.
I mean, to be honest, I think they all kind of sucked at their jobs.
Yeah, they're not really great at anything with their jobs.
I mean, they are basically humans with powers, and they are trying to do the best they can, and they fail spectacularly. Problem
Every
being in
time.
mythology, when they fail, it has consequences on the world. Because if you're in the power of being a god in the world, your failures made fuck up shit.
Oh yeah.
At best, somebody gets, I don't know, a minotaur for a child.
Oops.
Or snakes for her.
Could be so
At
much worse.
worst, we have, well, so many wars.
True.
So yeah, I also liked what they did with Orpheus.
That was pretty fun, honestly.
I love that they also went with the joke of Persephone keeping on singing when the music went out.
She's like, wait, I haven't music.
That was fucking brilliant.
I love that.
Yeah. Also, the version where you ask Orpheus if he's really that good is, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter in the song, but it's a fun thing to hear.
I very much enjoy it. And I love the spirits just doing everything with it. He's like, all right, these are
One
my
of them
rupees.
is named Benny. We know that because it was
Yeah.
mentioned by Orpheus. I love his version of starting the melody and going loop it, and the girls do it. And Benny being sad because Orpheus doesn't think he is a good musician.
He is.
He is. He's absolutely adorable. Haran is adorable. Because if you were to go with the option of saying that you can figure something out for playing with him, he gets so fucking happy.
Sweet little baby.
Yeah, he's so cute. Okay, I think we will finish because we've been talking for the last, I think, half or so hour.
Yeah.
About the things from the game.
Yeah, and you need to actually go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yes, it's almost midnight, so I will probably manage 7 or 8 hours.
Look at you go.
Because I have another game tomorrow.
Woohoo!
I mean, I'm on my week off work. I would like to say that I will be resting, but well, anyway.
Here we are.
Let's end, and I can say to whoever is still watching, if there is anyone still watching, that I will be back tomorrow with a different guest with the red path through the game.